Hey guys, it's Doshi from Room of Freedom. I got a lot of responses and a lot of people have been reaching out to me from our last video. And thank you all so much for taking the time to watch these videos, to share them and give me, your experience and share a few things from me. It really touches my heart. And it's such a confirmation to know that I'm being obedient and I'm seeing the return, I guess, on my spiritual investment and sowing good seeds. So thank you all so much. I wanted to talk to you all today about what it means for me to surrender. So apart from the conviction that I got about not leaving something but surrendering it, I felt as though the Lord was defining what it truly means to surrender, at least when it comes to my case. And what I realized was me surrendering it means that I'm letting go in the aspect of I'm having faith that God is going to do what I've asked him to do. Not because I deserve it, not because of some merit, not because I've worked hard for it, but simply because he can. And the reason why that's so important is because in life, you got to have faith. We got faith in everything else. We got faith that the economy is going to go bad. We have faith that people ain't going to be doing what they're supposed to do. We got faith in all the bad things, but we never truly invest and have our faith and put it into the Lord. For me, it was letting go of my expectations of what I thought I could do in my flesh and rely completely on the Spirit of God. And so I'll give you an example. The fertility thing. I have wanted to do all options, surrogacy, adoption, fertility. I did a couple of those things. And when I got the conviction to surrender, I felt as though the Lord was saying that, not saying that any of these avenues are bad, but I'm going to prove to you that this is going to come to fruition without your assistance. And that was conviction for me because, like I said, as human beings, we like to take control of everything. We live in a world that you work hard, you see the dividends, and sometimes you think if you do one, you're going to get the result of other. But that's not always necessarily the case, especially when it comes to certain things. So for me, to surrender is knowing that my child is going to come, whether that be through me, whether that be through adoption or another avenue. I don't have to tussle with it. I have to have the peace that it's going to happen in God's timing and his will, and I don't have to make it happen. So if it is adoption, the adoption process is going to be smooth. Why? Because God is in it. If it's going to be a surrogate, it's going to be smooth because God is in it. If it's going to be me giving physical birth to a child, it's going to go smooth because God is in it. That's me relinquishing control. That's what I mean by God being in it and not me. And I say that because if I had my hand in it, most likely I would struggle with adoption. Maybe I can't get the funds. Maybe I struggle with surrogacy. Maybe I can't find the person. Maybe I struggle with fertility and maybe I can't get pregnant. I'm trusting the Holy Spirit, the Lord, to do it all. And that's kind of freeing to understand and know because it takes the responsibility and the burden off of me and giving it to the Lord and allowing him to do what he says he's going to do. One thing I realized in my on and off seasons is that I have a lot of issues with control. I thought I was good, thought I didn't have an issue with control, but I do. Because if I understood that I had little to no control, I wouldn't freak out about half the stuff that happens to me. I mean, I'm normal, this is human, this is our flesh, and it's sometimes hard, especially when you live in a dark world, to not give into that temptation of wanting to do things your way. But the more and more I spend time with God, the more and more that I pray with him, and I get acquainted with the Spirit, I realize that he's nothing that I expected him to be, and he's everything I'm not, and he's holy, and he cares so much for me that sometimes certain things might look like pain and it might seem like it hurts, but sometimes it's for my good. So whatever that may be for me in the future, I want to be optimistic, but I'm going to trust him. And regardless of what the world says, regardless of how bad things are going on around me, and regardless of the things I might encounter, I have to trust and know that the Lord will have his way. And that he knows what he's doing upon my life.